Hold up, Cowboys Nation. Big news just dropped, and I mean it's the kind of news that makes your heart race and gets your adrenaline pumping because this could be the move that completely changes the entire landscape of the NFL. We're talking about the Dallas Cowboys potentially going after none other than Chase Young, the game-changing, explosive defensive force who could take this team to the next level. Jerry Jones himself has confirmed the rumors today, and folks, it's official, the Dallas Cowboys are targeting Chase Young in what could be the biggest signing of the NFL offseason. Yeah, you heard that right, Chase Young to the Cowboys. This could be the move that catapults them from perennial contenders to legitimate Super Bowl favorites, and it's time to break down exactly why this is such a huge deal for Dallas. So let's rewind a little and get some context here. Chase Young isn't just your average player, he's one of the most electrifying edge rushers in the NFL today. A former number 2 overall pick in the 2020 draft, Young has been a defensive powerhouse since he was at Ohio State. His combination of size, speed, and pure athleticism made him an absolute nightmare for opposing quarterbacks. It's no wonder that he won the NFL's Defensive Rookie of the Year award in 2020 after a truly dominant season. The dude is a freak, and that kind of talent doesn't come around very often. Unfortunately, the past couple of years have been a bit of a roller coaster for Young, with injuries and the struggles of the Washington football team, now the Washington Commanders, slowing his development. But when he's been healthy, the results have been undeniable. His first year was an absolute showstopper, and you could see that with the right team, Chase Young could absolutely explode again. And that's exactly what Jerry Jones and the Cowboys are hoping for. After all, Dallas has already been making waves on the defensive side of the ball in recent seasons. We've all seen the dominance of Micah Parsons, who's quickly become one of the most disruptive defensive players in the entire league, capable of taking over games all on his own. Alongside him, you've got DeMarcus Lawrence, a seasoned vet who still brings serious pressure to the pocket. Not to mention the incredible depth in the secondary, with Trevon Diggs out there snatching interceptions left and right. But there's one thing this defense has been missing: another elite pass rusher to pair with Parsons. Sure, they've got some good depth, but you can never have too many game wreckers on the edge. And that's where Chase Young comes in. Imagine this scenario: you've got Micah Parsons on one side, terrorizing quarterbacks with his insane speed and ability to bend the edge. And now, on the other side, you've got Chase Young, another freak of nature who can explode off the line and wreak havoc in the backfield. Quarterbacks are going to be absolutely petrified just thinking about how to block both of them. It's a dream scenario for any defensive coordinator, and one that would absolutely transform the Cowboys' defense into something truly terrifying. With that kind of pressure on the quarterback, it would force more hurried throws, more sacks, and possibly even more turnovers. We're talking about a defense that could shut down some of the best defenses in the league, and let's be real, the Cowboys' defense has been close to being elite for a while now. Adding a talent like Young could be the final missing piece to take them from great to historic. But, of course, you're probably asking, can the Cowboys really make this happen financially? I mean, signing a guy like Chase Young isn't exactly going to be cheap, right? Well, you'd be right to wonder that. Young is entering the final year of his rookie contract, which means that, if the Cowboys do indeed pursue him, they'd likely need to offer him a sizable extension, one that could potentially pay him upwards of $20 million per year, if not more. And that's a big commitment. But here's the thing: Dallas does have the salary cap flexibility to make this work. Sure, they've got some big contracts already on the books. Dak Prescott's deal comes to mind, along with Parsons, who's going to be up for a massive extension soon enough. But Jerry Jones is a master at managing the salary cap. This is a man who's made some seriously shrewd moves over the years to ensure that the Cowboys can spend when it counts, and I have no doubt that he could get creative with the numbers to make room for Young. We've seen the Cowboys do this before. After all, they've been able to add major players in the past without completely hampering their cap space, and it's likely they'll do the same here. You could see some contract restructures, some re-signings of current players to more cap-friendly deals, or even some trades to free up space. And let's not forget, if the Cowboys are truly all in on this season, A player like Chase Young could be exactly the kind of guy they go after to push them over the top. This is a Super Bowl caliber roster, but they need that one extra push to take them from a contender to a champion. Young could be the game changer that puts them there. Now, let's talk about what this means for the Cowboys' Super Bowl aspirations. Dallas has been on the brink of greatness for years now. The team is loaded with talent on both sides of the ball, and the defense has become one of the most feared units in the NFL. With Parsons leading the charge, the Cowboys' D is already among the league's best. But they've had their struggles in the postseason, whether it's been missed opportunities, injuries, or just not having that one final piece to make the difference. A guy like Chase Young could be that missing piece. Think about it: if Young and Parsons are both getting consistent pressure on the quarterback, the Cowboys' defense would be impossible to block. And that kind of pressure on opposing quarterbacks will only make life easier for the Dallas offense, which is already dangerous in its own right. Dak Prescott has a wealth of weapons at his disposal: CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup, Tony Pollard, and a strong offensive line. If they're not being forced to score 30 points a game to keep up with high-powered offenses, they could finally break through in the postseason and make that Super Bowl run that's been eluding them for so long. Let's not forget about the NFC East, either. The Cowboys are already the kings of the division, but if they add a guy like Young, they could completely dominate. The NFC East has some stiff competition in the Eagles, who are always tough, and the Giants, who are improving. But none of them have a defense that can match what the Cowboys could potentially have with Young on the roster. The Eagles' offense has been scary, but can they handle the pressure that Parsons and Young would put on Jalen Hurts? The Giants are a young, rising team, but are they ready to face a defense like that for 4 quarters? The Commanders, well, they might just have a real reason to worry now that their own former star edge rusher could be wearing a star on his helmet. The NFC East would be on notice if this signing happens, and the Cowboys would immediately solidify their position as the team to beat. But beyond the division, this move would have massive implications for the entire NFC. The Cowboys have been knocking on the door of a Super Bowl appearance for years, and this could be the year they finally break through. The NFC is stacked with talent, but a defense featuring both Parsons and Young would be a game changer. This would not just elevate the Cowboys' defense, it would elevate the entire team and their chances at finally winning it all. After years of heartache, years of close calls, and years of watching other teams hoist the Lombardi Trophy, Cowboys fans have been waiting for this moment. Could Chase Young be the key to delivering that elusive championship? Only time will tell, but the mere idea of this move should have every Cowboys fan on the edge of their seat. So now, Cowboys fans, I want to hear from you. What do you think about this potential move? Is Chase Young the missing piece that will elevate Dallas to Super Bowl glory? Can Jerry Jones pull off yet another one of his classic salary cap maneuvers to make it work? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I'm dying to know what you think. And hey, if you're as hyped about this possibility as I am, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more NFL news, and ring that bell so you never miss the latest updates. This is going to be one wild offseason, and I'll be right here with you to cover every twist and turn. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you next time.